Hello. Welcome to another episode of Bat Dan's Thoughts. Oh boy, I am going to get so much hate after this video. So, we all know who Chancellor Palpatine is, right? The Emperor, Darth Sidious. This is the guy who's manipulated both the Republic and the Separatists in a war, playing both sides to gain him power. You know, the guy wanted to take over the galaxy. Not only that, he manipulated Anakin Skywalker into becoming Darth Vader. But a lot of people had to take certain steps to make this happen, unwittingly. You know, you had Jar Jar Binks, who granted Palpatine emergency power. Good old Jar Jar, am I right? And then you had Mace Windu. I'm just going to say it. Mace Windu was one of the biggest dicks in the Jedi Order. Sorry, but he was. Ever since Anakin Skywalker joined the Jedi Order, he has been hostile towards him. No matter what he did, it seemed like. And then there are the actions he took, which, in my opinion, led to the fall of the Republic and the rise of the Emperor. Or the Empire. So I'm going to clarify two things. One, yes, these are prequels. So, obviously, Palpatine had to win, Anakin had to go bad, or the original trilogy wouldn't make sense. I'm talking in-universe here. Two, there will be spoilers from Clone Wars. So if you have not seen Clone Wars, check it out. So, Ahsoka Tano. She was Anakin Skywalker's apprentice. They had a good master-apprentice, brother-sister type of relationship. She was one of the people keeping Anakin tethered to the light side. And then in Season 5, she got framed for blowing up the Jedi Temple. None of the Jedi believed in her. Definitely not Mace Windu. The only one who really believed in her was Anakin Skywalker. And then Anakin Skywalker proved her innocence. He found out that it was Barriss, made her confess, and Ahsoka was free. And then the apology from the Council. Now, while Ahsoka was under arrest, they expelled her from the Jedi Order, so she had to face, a trial from the Republic outside of the Jedi. The Jedi turned their backs on Ahsoka. So they give their apologies, and then Mace Windu opened his mouth. He was like, "This was your great test." Really? Really? I'm sorry, but after everything you did, after everything that you guys put Ahsoka through, you diminish it all to saying it was just a test. Essentially absolving themselves of responsibility. It really seemed like Ahsoka was considering rejoining the Jedi Order. You had Plo Koon, who was legitimately sorry for what happened, and then you had Mace Windu being like, "It was a test! Good job! We're not at fault at all!" That was one of the final straws that essentially made Ahsoka quit the Jedi Order. This essentially pushed Anakin further to the dark side, taking away one of the things tethering him to the light side and making him lose faith in the Jedi Order. Why? Because Mace Windu opened his mouth. Now, let's get to the final arc of Clone Wars. You all remember that conversation from Revenge of the Sith, right? The one with Mace Windu, Yoda, other Jedis. They were discussing, essentially, what's going on with Palpatine and talking about the Jedi having to take over if Palpatine doesn't give up his power. And Yoda's like, grave care we must take. Well, this Clone Wars arc reveals that Ahsoka and Commander Rex, who was commander at the time, walked in. And they were about to compare notes. Ahsoka learned very important information from Darth Maul. Mace Windu, Yoda had very important information. They could have prevented a lot of this bad stuff from happening if they just communicated. But then when Ahsoka questioned stuff, Mace Windu was like, "Sorry, citizen, these matters are for the council to discuss." Not only that, then Ahsoka was like, not sharing her information. So again, because Mace Windu opened his mouth, acted hostile, they didn't communicate, and a lot of tragedy could have been prevented. Now, let's get into the final reason why. Revenge of the Sith. Anakin just found out that Palpatine was the Sith Lord. He tells Mace Windu. Mace Windu has Anakin sit behind, and he and the other 3 Jedi are about to go and assassinate Palpatine right away. This was a guy who manipulated Master Yoda. Okay, let me remind you. Manipulated Master Yoda. And you think you and 3 unnamed Jedi are going to take Palpatine alone? What was he thinking? He could have sat down, discussed with Anakin, and said, let's call some other Jedi here, some powerful Jedi like Yoda to discuss. If there's anything that could have made Yoda leave Kashyyyk, this was it. And if they were in such a rush to kill Palpatine, Anakin, wouldn't have been so hesitant and rushed over to save Palpatine. They could have discussed. Mace Windu could have come with reinforcements like Yoda, and they could have prevented Palpatine from winning. But Mace Windu had to act rash and go right away. I mean, I'm just saying, this guy has been manipulating you all for years now. One day is not going to make a difference at this point. But Mace Windu acted rash. Anakin came, and we all know how that ended. Cuts off his hand, and bye-bye Mace. So again, obviously there are a lot of people at fault. Anakin is still responsible for his own choices. But as I always say, one party's guilt does not equal another party's innocence. And Mace Windu was far from innocent. So, if you like this take, please like, share, subscribe. And if you hate this take, still share and comment. Why am I wrong? Why am I right? And lastly, hashtag justice for fives. May the force be with you, and have a bat-tastic day.